Okay, kids, gather around the radio with your bowls of ice cream and enjoy it. Because when my next loud guest is done with the economy, you're going to be eating dog feces out of those bowls. In the studio, our favorite clonk, that is cloned wonk, Adam Smith, reanimated, author of The Wealth of Nations. And now, Mr. Smith will be joined by a new tech bot, the U.S. Mint bot. The Mint bot. This is the printing press which spits money out. Mint bot, a very hardworking tech lately as we inflate the currency faster than Oprah's ass at the Oscars buffet. And the Treasury Wreckretary, Tim Geithner, I guess we're going to welcome you to the Liberty Pub. Adam, what's your beef with Wreckretary Geithner?
Thank you, Joey. Here's my friggin' problem. The hypocrisy of the whole thing. Geithner. A few years back, you were one of the crew criticizing Japan when they were making bailouts to their banks, and by saying, if you don't loan the money that you bail out with, of course they're just going to hoard it, and they're going to pay off their debts and whatever, and they're not going to be giving loans out. It's not going to work. And that's exactly what the fuck you guys are doing right now. So, what do you say to that hypocrisy?
With all due respect, Mr. Smith, the bailouts we are doing, the cash transfers we are doing are, in fact, saving the economy that we are currently suffering under. The credit crunch is really a lack of confidence and not a fundamental problem with the economy itself. Yes, home prices are down, but we think that transferring this money to the banks is going to be the thing that will keep at least some credit flowing and some businesses floating. We cannot save the ones, of course, that are so insolvent and upside down as to not be able to be saved, and we're hoping market forces will be taking care of them because we are not putting out enough money to save everybody, nor can we ever.
That's a load of crap, Geithner. Yeah, you think the market's working well to fix this thing. You're inhibiting the market's ability to do the sorting that it needs to happen. I think at the heart of it, Fannie and Freddie were unaccountable, with no oversight, protected from oversight by interests of the left, the statists of the left, on the premise that giving away houses to people who can't afford them under these subprime and variable rate mortgages was supposed to be some act of charity, and the sentiment continues as Dodd and Barney Frank and others are trying to continue the rescuing of the people at the lowest levels who are least able to afford the houses that they got in way over their head with. That's again throwing money down the rat hole, saving Freddie, Fannie, keeping them afloat. That's a mistake. It should be dismantled and let the free market of banks sort on all the bad loans. Don't you think Japan is still in a depression because this kind of intervention that you're doing right now? And you're just going to prolong the depression by not letting the market work properly. But the distortions are what create the lack of confidence and the inability for and the deterrent of investment.
So I just disagree. The economy will be stimulated by the spending that we are planning into in the stimulus bill, and in the printing of money and transferring it to the banks directly, to let them continue to operate and offer loans out. I said this a minute ago, you little punk. They're not loaning out. They're hoarding the money and they're paying off their debts. It's going down the rat hole. Yeah, Geithner, your stimulus package is not going to stimulate anything, but it's going to destimulate. It's like the anti-Viagra. It ain't going to fucking work. You can't spend your way into prosperity. It's just fundamentally fucking backwards. Never did help back in the New Deal. It's a myth. It's a liberal myth that you can spend your way into stimulating the economy through inefficient government allocations. You're just not going to do it. You can create a government job and it just diverts a resource from the private sector, and it gives one guy a job, but it takes away an opportunity from someone else. The money that pays the guy comes from several other productive people that are on the margin, where maybe they would have had enough money to either expand or start a business. You just marginally took that money away from that taxpayer, and he's got no surplus, and so he can't grow. He can't use his innovative talents because you need extra money. You need the profit from your work in order to expand your services and products, whether you're working inside a company or for yourself. And so it is a fallacy that government spending is going to stimulate the economy. The economy may expand in spite of government spending, but never because of it. Again, I disagree, sir. The stimulus package has a number of tax cuts in it, which the Democrats have come to the middle to understand that they will help stimulate the economy. So I would say that your characterization of Democrats as tax and spenders or whatever, and not stimulating the economy at all, is an unfair characterization. You fucking punk! Don't lecture me about taxes. You're the one who can't even fill out your fucking tax form, and you're supposed to be one of the pointiest heads out there on the accounting scene, and you can't even run TurboTax because the tax code is so fucking complicated that you can't even do it. And that's a charitable take on your situation, where you didn't pay your taxes, and only when you thought you were going to be put up for Treasury Secretary did you ever think about fixing your tax history. So, but that aside, I don't think you or anybody from your school of thought, which is your group of Larry Summers and Paul Rubin and the whole Clinton gang, you guys are you're hacks. You're rehashed Keynesians with more spending opportunities because there'd been more feet in the door in all kinds of entitlements since Keynes, and you've certainly made a wreck of things in the last 40 years, and I expect you'll make further a wreck in the next 10 or 8 years under Obama. It's going to be an ugly sight, but I'll be here to give you a tongue lashing every time you do it, and you'll be lucky if we don't do worse. So let me give my little mechanical companion here, U.S. Mintbot, a chance to opine on your nomination to this Treasury Wreckretary post.
I'm a printing press, so I don't mind printing things 24/7, but I'd rather be printing things in demand than helping to run the fucking country into the ground with inflation. Geithner, you dumb fuck. Do you know that old Daddy Gutenberg would shit a brick if he saw you fucking up the country with his machine, you dipshit, oligarch?
Well said. Thank you, Mintbot, Tim Geithner, and Adam Smith. And our next segment